Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the full patch notes for the May update. So just to quickly cover the headlines, we've got a brand new Cavalier event quest with Shang-Chi and Mr. Negative as the bosses. We've got Shang-Chi, who's going to be a skill champion, Mr. Negative, who's going to be a science champion. There's going to be a side event tournament of the 10 rings, and there's also going to be special objectives to do as well. And in these objectives are, revives and potions for the side event, and I believe as well also crystal shards, which you can trade in for Cavalier Crystals. However, the Cavalier Crystals are very limited to like a certain amount of skill champions, so we'll talk about those characters as well. Also, everybody is going to be getting a free 3-star version of Shang-Chi with the update. There's also going to be the release of Act 7 Chapter 2, and also a brand new mysterious boss as well. We're also going to have, I believe this is like the rebranded version of Summer of Pain, so it's Karina's challenge here. So this is for Thronebreaker level players, and there's going to be an extremely difficult set of solo objectives designed for the most experienced and confident summoners. So yeah, basically Summer of Pain 2.0 there, and also we got champion updates as well to the classic Black Panther, Vulture, Mr. Fantastic, and Odin. And also, just to let you know, there's a little bit of fake information going around earlier today to say that Dormammu and Winter Soldier we're going to be getting buffed this month, but yeah, this was just like fake info, man. Somebody took the name of the YouTube video to make it like look legit, but then just basically you know, typed in their own code for the web page and forged this and sent it out across the line, and it got spread around. But yeah, they got the 10 ring tournament from the preview video on the Marvel Contest of Champions channel. So yeah, if you see any info about like Dormammu or Winter Soldier being buffed, unfortunately, as much as I would love both of them to be buffed, this is fake. So yeah, the two champions they're going to be updated alongside Black Panther and Odin are Vulture and Mr. Fantastic there. So yeah, overall, it's looking like a pretty action-packed month. There's a fair amount going on. I'm really looking forward to the new side event, man. I think Mr. Negative is going to be an amazing final boss, and Shang-Chi hopefully is going to be a bit of an interesting character as well. So Shang-Chi is going to be a skill champion there. Again, he's got a vast knowledge of wushu fighting styles, and he can use a variety of weapons, but he excels in bare-handed combat. So yeah, I think with the recent like buffing of so many skill champions, this man has so much competition at the moment, from like Nick Fury, Aegon, Stealth Spidey, Crossbones, Falcon, Kingpin, Mole Man, and also the buffed up version of Black Panther. So yeah, I think to really excel, he's going to have to be a very, very powerful character. Also, especially considering we're coming off like another skill champion that released this month as well, Jabari Panther, and Jabari Panther is nuts, man. She's really, really good. So yeah, hopefully Shang-Chi is kind of at her level or higher. I really hope he's just like at least like solid god tier, man. But yeah, I'm curious because like the bar for skill champions has been set so high in like the last 4 to 6 months. So yeah, I think to really shine and have those skilled T4 CC allocated to him, again, Shang-Chi is going to have to be a very impressive champion. But then we got Mr. Negative. So yeah, I can't wait for Mr. Negative, man. I've been looking forward to this champion ever since I played the original Spider-Man game on PS4, but the model is looking really cool. He's got kind of markings on the back of his neck and also his hand as well. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this character kind of looks visually in the game, because he has like such flashy and extravagant powers and moves that he could use. So yeah, Mr. Negative is going to be a science champion, so I'm hoping for like a fair amount of interesting utility there. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this man does turn out. And then we've also got the side event Tournament of the 10 Rings, and this event is kind of similar a little bit in terms of its format and layout to the Spider-Ham event that we had in December, but the reward structure is a little bit different. So the way that it works is you're going to have objectives, and the objectives give you the 10 rings and also crystal shards, which you can convert into Cavalier Crystals, but also use the rings to unlock certain paths in the side event quest. So imagine like the Spider Ham event, but certain paths are locked and you need to complete the objectives to get the rings in order to unlock those specific paths there. So yeah, it like sounds a little bit complicated. Hopefully it should be like really straightforward there, because a lot of the objectives are like super easy. It's like use ISO to level up Shang-Chi to level 10. Again, anybody can do it, and it's like win one fight against the Cosmic Champion with a special 2 as the last hit. So again, these objectives to get the rings, man, are like super easy. So yeah, it shouldn't be like too much of a problem. But also on top of that, there are going to be Cavalier Crystals like given away in this event. So the Cavalier Crystals, again, I always like free Cavaliers, man, especially if they are the buffed up rates. And I think at least judging by, what is it, the free Cavaliers that we had via the doubloon event, they should be like 3-star drop rate on 6-star champions. However, the pool is like very limited in this side event. So you've only got skill champions, and I think if you don't have Aegon, again, this could be a very big opportunity. So you got Aegon, big win in my opinion, buffed up Black Panther, pretty big win. Black Panther CW, not that much of a win at the moment, but I believe he is on the schedule to get buffed a little bit later this year, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Again, he does need to be buffed up at some point because he's what is it, very underwhelming on offense. OG Black Widow, not really aged that well in my opinion. Black Widow Deadly Origin, really good. Daredevil Classic, not really that great. Daredevil Hell's Kitchen is alright. Elektra, not really that great. Hawkeye is alright. Karnak is not really that great. Killmonger is pretty good. Ronin is pretty good. Stealth Suit Spider-Man, really good, especially if you get the 6-star version there. Squirrel Girl is not too bad, man. She's good, she's decent. And Thor Ragnarok is not really the best. So yeah, overall, it's only skill champions in this Cavalier Crystal. So yeah, it kind of depends on your roster and whether or not you need skill champions. But if you go for a lot of skill crystals, again, this isn't going to be the most exciting month in terms of like these side event crystals. But also like in terms of the event rewards as well. There's kind of like the standard spread of resources. There is a legendary Nexus Crystal. So this one is going to have like 3 rolls at a 5-star champion. Again, there's a pretty good chance you are going to get a 5-star from this one. There's also a 5-star hand-to-hand combat crystal. So that has like all of the skill champions we talked about there. There's like a fair amount of gold in this event as well throughout the various paths. And Sigstone crystals. We've also got like a good amount of 6-star shards as well. I think there's what is it, if we look across all of the rewards here, I think there's about 5,500. I think there might be some more available in certain areas, but again, they're very spread out in terms of their distribution there. So yeah, it's at least like 5k 6-star shards on the top level difficulty, and then also in the epic difficulty, so this is the tier below, you get the 5-star hand-to-hand combat shards via chest in various ones, so that you can form like another 5-star hand-to-hand combat crystal. So again, if you don't have Aegon, like because the pool is so limited this month, like there's a pretty good chance you got quite a few shots of getting Aegon. You got like 2 5-star crystals, and also a fair amount of Cavalier Crystals, hopefully from the objectives as well. So yeah, I think everything should add up to be like a pretty decent month. There's nothing, unless I'm missing something really big that's kind of flagged up in the rewards as like, you know, absolutely insane, broken best month ever. It just looks alright, man. It doesn't look like amazing, but it doesn't look terrible either. But there's another 2,500 6-star shards from the epic as well. So combined with the 5.5k from legendary, that's about 8,000 6-star shards there. So again, overall, like, it's not too bad in terms of the side event, but nothing like, oh, this is a completely game-changing side event, but it does look like a fairly nice stack of rewards, everything included. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this event does feel. Again, there's a pretty good chance you're going to be walking away from this event with like at least like 5 to 7 5-star champions if the Cavalier Crystal drop rate is generous in terms of the objectives, and if you do get a little bit lucky as well. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this event does turn out. And again, there are going to be solo objectives. These also give you additional like health potions and revives that you can only use in the side quest as well. So yeah, just an additional backup that avoids you spending units on that quest, which is quite nice. Again, I'm looking forward to everybody getting the 3-star version of Shang-Chi there. It's always nice when like they release a new character but let you kind of like try it out first. So yeah, I really enjoy this stuff on a monthly basis, especially when it's related to like you know, the star character of like a big debut Marvel movie that's coming out in a few months time as well. So yeah, that should be fun. Then next up, we got the release of Act 7 Chapter 2, and I'm really excited for this, man, because like every 2 chapters they tend to do like a big boss, and they got it so right in Act 6 Chapter 4. The Grandmaster fight is like the best fight in the game. It is so much fun. So yeah, I'm really interested to see kind of what they've learned from that fight and how they're going to apply it to this next big boss. But yeah, I can't wait to see, because again, we didn't have the final boss on the beta, we just had the rest of the content, but there's a lot of fun stuff in Act 7 Chapter 2, and the more I played it, the more I really enjoyed a lot of the design when it comes to the node interactions and various paths. There's a lot of like really weird and very cheesy stuff in this one, and also on top of that there's like a new format for questing where in 7.1 you kind of go like 3 separate ways and you arrive at like 3 different bosses, whereas in Act 7 Chapter 2, whichever path you go to, you arrive at like the same final island where you got 3 bosses to choose from, so you always have that choice of who you want to fight, which is really good for like players initially trying to complete the content for the first time, because it means you can go for the easiest boss or the boss that you have like the best counter to in your roster. So yeah, it's just really nice, and also the choice nodes are still there as well, so just before the bosses you can rotate in a character from your roster. So yeah, there's like a lot of good stuff moving forward in Act 7 Chapter 2, but I'm interested to see that boss. Again, what is it, like 5.2 and 6.2, dude, notoriously have some of the worst bosses in Chapter 2, because we got the Collector and also the Champion. So 7.2, I'm a little bit interested, man. I'm a little bit interested to see what's up, and a little bit what is it, scared on top of that as well. But yeah, really looking forward to the live stream, man. Should be a very fun time. And then we've also got Karina's challenge as well. So this is a new challenge for our most advanced players. So for those summoners who have stared into the abyss and laughed and have conquered every mountain that the contest has thrown at them, Karina offers you a new challenge, introducing a new set of extremely difficult solo objectives designed for the most experienced and confident summoners. You'll be tasked with conquering familiar quests and content with specific champions and rarities. These solo objectives will only be available to those that have reached Thronebreaker progression level and will be live later this month. Do not take this challenge lightly, summoner. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what these are going to be. So it's going to be revolving around existing content using specific champions and specific rarities as well. So yeah, I'm curious to see like what's in store with these, and also like what are the rewards going to be for doing these as well. So yeah, Karina's challenges, they sound interesting, they sound potentially fun as well, but we'll have to see. But I think between the release of Act 7 Chapter 2 and also Karina's challenges, again, we are going to be very, very busy next month. And finally, again, there are 4 champion buffs to Black Panther Classic, Vulture, Mr. Fantastic, and also Odin as well. So yeah, we are going to be talking about the Black Panther buff a little bit later today, man. I've already had a look at it, but it is looking pretty interesting on paper. It seems like a very solid tune-up for Black Panther, and also adds like a lot more to his arsenal as well. But I've yet to like fully read the stuff for Vulture, Mr. Fantastic, and Odin. So yeah, we'll be doing videos on them, if not this upcoming weekend, on Monday when the buffs do go live. So Monday, again, going to be a massive day for video content. We've got so much to cover with all the champion buffs there. So yeah, overall, it should be a very, very good month for Marvel Contest of Champions. Again, we got 2 new characters, 4 champion buffs, a couple of pieces of side content, 2 massive endgame challenges coming. So yeah, it is going to be a busy, busy May. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on the May update, and what are you looking forward to the most out of all this stuff? Let me know. But aside from that, thank you all very much for watching today's breakdown. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.